Alright, welcome to Instant Discussions.
God.
Today we are discussing Chaplin.
This will be the clean episode
What?
of Instant Discussions.
I guess. It'll be cleaner than most without Tony here. Tony has Ebola, so he's not here right now. We wish him the best.
He wanted to be here so he can give it to us, but he couldn't make it.
He couldn't because he started bleeding from the eyes. You know.
It's like that joke about Ebola.
Yeah, but this isn't a joke.
Because no one gets it.
So, alright, Chaplin, 1992. This is a film biopic about Chaplin. Directed by Richard Attenborough.
I didn't even know Robert Downey Jr. did this.
Oh.
I had no idea.
This was like, this was still, I guess, I'm thinking, still in the drug days of
when he's
Downey Jr.
doing all the cocaine.
Yeah. But it's getting better. An amazing role for him to pull off. Especially
high on cocaine.
Yes. But this before his resurgence as Iron Man. And,
right.
And the new stuff.
He was it just Iron Man? I thought there was something else.
I think Scanner Darkly he did around the same time. That was a little earlier.
Post recovery.
Post recovery. But Iron Man was the big one where it was a gamble for them to bring him on because they had to for the insurance.
Oh, and Tropic Thunder too.
Tropic Thunder was I think that was just after Iron Man.
Was it? Okay.
It goes up on there. All right. So, directed by Richard Attenborough, who just passed away a few months ago.
Oh.
He was he directed a lot of great films, including Chaplin and Gandhi, and also starred in a film called Jurassic Park.
I'm surprised I didn't hear about that actually, because my dad's favorite film is Gandhi.
Oh.
Maybe he doesn't know.
Yeah, we might have mentioned on a past episode if I remember. But okay. Let's see, adapted from an autobiography by Chaplin, so taken from good source material.
Right.
Yep. That's what I was looking up, because it said one of the people who adapted the script was William Goldman, and I recognized that name, and he is the author of The Princess Bride. So.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of great people attached to this project, too, especially as you would with Chaplin being such a film icon.
I love so much work of Chaplin's.
And connected to last week's
in that cabin
movie.
With that big guy. That's really funny.
This also has that guy in it from that movie we watched last week, doesn't it? I'm forgetting this. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Well, it does have Dan Aykroyd in it, so that's cool. For some reason I thought it had. I'm losing everything now.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think so. You mean that guy?
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins. There we go. Yeah. I may have watched this movie a month ago. Trying to remember all the details of it. Yeah. Though I have watched it before because it was my pick on this one. Had you seen this movie before?
Not before this, no.
Okay. Yeah, because you didn't realize Robert Downey Jr.
So I hadn't seen it.
You could have just thought he blended into the role. How familiar are you with Chaplin's movies before this?
Somewhat. I really should have watched more than I have, but I was in a film class and I watched quite a bit of his work along with Buster Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those are very good silent movie era comedians. I love them both.
I always loved Chaplin's films.
The one I remember specifically watching was when he was in that cabin when it was snowing in. It was Gold Rush. That's
Gold Rush. Love that one.
Yeah, Gold Rush is really good.
They only touch on that one just very briefly, and it's you kind of see them filming the cabin scene in there. I like movies like this where you get to watch them making iconic films that you don't have behind the scenes footage of, and especially the film production in the silent era when you can have 5 movies shooting at the same time.
Or
right next to each other, and the director shouting out directions over everyone.
This is what you do. Do this. Hold on, now do this.
Not have to worry about the sound bleeding over and things.
It'll end up happening eventually when they got little... Do CIA stuff, put it in your ear.
Maybe. I still think, you want to get the clean audio on each of those. It's still tough nowadays. As soon as you introduce sound into film, you kind of ruined it for that kind of rapid production schedule. But now you have to have the giant sound stages, everyone far apart, quiet on the set, and all this. Just craziness on there. All right. So favorite part about the movie?
Oh, man. It has been It's been a while since we actually watched this movie.
I really love when they start talking about bringing sound into film. And so Chaplin was arguing that once you make him talk, it kills him because you've got the international market. And the fact that he was thinking about the international market, maybe since he was a person who was actually distributing the films and working on the full end of it, not just being an actor on there. And everyone in the studios at that time, once you hear about sound film, of course you want to put sound into movies because people are wanting to see that.
That's a big
But you don't. But a lot of people didn't. A lot of people don't think about the international market when they're talking about that, and especially having someone who's such a big star as Chaplin was. You have to realize that you need to then dub it in all the different languages if you want to hear him talk. You have to have subtitles on the bottom of it, and then that kills the foreign market. When you've got him silent, then you easily port it over.
I think my favorite thing about it was just I really enjoyed the spirit and the character that was brought about to Charlie.
Yeah.
And just his passion for, he's like, no, and then he just took over, and instead of he wouldn't take, he just he was very stubborn, I guess, which is the bad way of saying it, but passionate about what he saw as successful and good, and then he ended up just creating an empire for himself.
Yeah, and I like seeing his passion. It's sad when he's ignoring his family when he's to work on the films, but it is also just I can identify with that kind of passion of being up all hours trying to get it just perfect and working on writing the story, acting in the story, directing it, scoring it even once they've got sound on there as well. Even before they writing the scores to send to the places, but he really had a lot of control over it and wasn't just a silly person on the screen. And I also liked in the film the way they made fun of the over dramatization and making something majestical in a biopic kind of thing of the moment when he found the tramp outfit.
Yeah.
It was just sitting there, and it was that's not how it really
happened.
happened.
Spent hours looking around.
Which is the better story too for me. It's a fun story to say, oh, it was just there and it inspired me and I had to have it. And that's cool on some levels, but to me, it's so much more Chaplin to be thinking about it. And it's this wasn't an accident. He tested out all these different combinations.
I think it's a lot cooler that he put it together because it's he had to go through and look at all of these different pieces and manage to mesh one together instead of it was just sitting there already pre-made. No, this is actually a creation of his.
Yeah. Things you didn't like about the movie.
Man, I don't even remember what I rated it. It's been so long since I've watched this thing. I have to look up my next Netflix queue.
Yeah, I can't think of too much that I didn't like about this because it's a long movie, but there's so much to tell in it, and even cutting out anything that they did in there, you're still, I think it shows a good spread of his life, covers a lot of it without dragging too much at all, and this is where we need Tony in there to tell us
that it's dragging.
Yes, how much it was dragging there.
I don't remember feeling like it dragged a lot.
No. It leads all the way up to.
But I don't remember thinking.
To America.
And this is jumping a gun a little. I don't remember thinking 5 stars though.
Yeah. Well, that could be another. I mean, that 5th star, you always wanted to be grabbing you in a certain way to get you on that. Chaplin holds a 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. That is surprisingly low for this film. Wow. I wonder if there's some people that were just against Robert Downey Jr. Maybe there's some old film critics that were still in the blacklisting days that reviewed this in that way.
Foreshadowing.
I don't know. Or the foreshadowing?
Never mind. You said the word blacklist.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, I was slow on that. This is surprising that he only Robert Downey Jr. got the BAFTA for Best Actor, but not the Academy Award.
There's your evidence. Well, who was he against, right?
Yeah, look at so much.
Which year was this? Before we even
92.
Okay. Before we get ahead of ourselves here. I mean, the character-wise, that one...
It's Al Pacino's Scent of a Woman.
Oh, I've heard Scent of a Woman's really good. I haven't seen it yet, though.
All I know is his performance in that is very much exaggerated.
Scent of a Woman?
That was one of the beginning of his, just him playing Al Pacino.
Oh.
It's where
if it was one of the first ones, then
from.
People don't know yet. It's like Keanu Reeves in Bill Gates' Excellent Adventure. It's like, oh man, this guy's really good. No,
like, oh wait, that's all he can do.
That's just what he does.
I mean, it's not one of the early Al Pacino roles because he'd done great roles before that. It may have been that kind of thing where you're giving him the award for stuff that he'd done in the past, but I don't know. Robert Downey Jr. in this one is just such a good one. But nice to be he's been nominated quite a few times. So that's good for him. Yeah. So did you look up your rating for that one?
Yes. Well, yeah, and I remembered it too. I just knew what I was trying to remember was, I don't know. I ended up remembering it after.
Okay.
Like I was just like, wait, I don't think I gave it a 5. I'm like, I don't think I gave it a 1 or 2.
So what'd you get?
I gave it a 4.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't think I was really questioning of like what to give it when I thought about it a little bit and I was just like I can't see myself giving this a 5. And I'm like I can't see myself really giving this a 3 either though. I was just like all right. Clink. It might I think I remember like if I don't know, I don't remember. I don't want to say it because I'm not 200% sure. But I feel like it would have been just a tiny bit lower if I can go like points, like point whatever. Like it would have been like 0.9 or 8 or something. But
I gave this one a 5. I mean, I picked it, so I'm gonna like it a lot. But I love Robert Downey Jr.
Did you see it before? Like,
yeah.
You've seen it like a lot, or just?
No, I'd only seen it once before we did this. It's a film like that where there's some films where I can watch over and over again. Especially, it happens more if I saw the movie as a child. I'm gonna watch it a lot more. Nowadays, if I see a movie, there's so many great movies out there. It's really tough for me to spend the time, especially 3 hours to watch a movie again that I've already seen, even if I liked it a lot. I will watch it again to either pick it for this or to show it to a friend to say, hey, you've got to watch this movie. I'll watch it with you. That's about the only time that I'll watch a movie again. But it's not one like I don't know, Irreversible, where it's like I could really like it, but I don't need to ever watch it again.
Yeah, or what is it?
Antichrist.
Antichrist. Don't want to ever watch that again. Don't want to watch.
Like no matter what I rate it, I'm not gonna see it again.
Requiem for a Dream again. Don't want to watch that one again.
Although that's Requiem I haven't seen in so long, it's one of those where I'm like, I don't want to watch that again. It takes a long time for you to forget, and then you gotta watch it again.
Never forget, John.
But it's still like you like it. You just don't want to watch it again. So yeah, I'd only seen it twice, but I think the first time I watched this movie was probably in college after I had watched a lot of Chaplin and was studying film. Very excited about this movie. I was happy when it got back on the Netflix, and unfortunately, it's going to be going away again on December 1st. Hopefully it'll come back. These things cycle through, but worth the rent if you can get around to seeing it otherwise as well. And hopefully you've seen it here. Though it's not really much of like you can't really spoil anything for a biopic unless you just don't know about the person. But he dies. What? No, he doesn't.
Although the ending was really cool.
No,
actually, it was pretty endearing.
That was good. All right, so next week.
It was my pick, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to note out here too. The film came out on December 25th, 1992.
Oh, what was the budget?
And I always love.
Came out on Christmas.
Yeah, it came out on Christmas. Any movie that comes out on Christmas Day is either a children's movie, but usually an Oscar, an Oscar bait film, where they put it out the exact deadline to be counted for that year, the last weekend before, unless you get the Christmas weekend a little bit, but you're not even banking on making a lot of money that opening weekend. What you want to do is you're going to say, it comes out that day, you've just had the Golden Globes, so you want to get a Golden Globe nomination or win, and then the Oscar nominations come out, and you want to get the Oscar nomination for it, and the whole time while it's saying Oscar-nominated film, and then at the tail end of the run, you hopefully win the Oscar, and then you get a boost in sales for that.
Yeah.
It's very tough if you put it at the beginning of the year. Then you're just gonna be forgotten. So, which is great at this end time of year.
It'd be good if they redid the Academy Awards or Oscars or whatever, so that it forced them to not release all good movies during holidays.
It's tough. It's tough to do, but that's how it happens. You get your action films in the summer because kids are out of school. You drive people to the theater because of the air conditioning, and then you get all of your Oscar films at the end of the year because people have short memories, and so you can remember things at the end of the year. Yeah. The budget was $31 million, and it more than made that up by making $9 million back in the. The nine is less than 331, so it lost a good amount of money. Womp. Such an epic film.
That's a good movie for losing so much money.
Wow, it's crazy that they spent $31 million on here. You can really tell that Richard Attenborough spared no expense in this film. Anyway, next week.
Let's sing a song from Chicago. Anyway,
it's not Chicago, is it?
No.
Okay, good.
It's not Chicago. Dear God. We're going to watch Irreversible again. No.
Yes.
No.
This time.
No, we're not watching that.
Okay.
Wait, we are watching though. It's a lot lighter of a film. We're gonna watch Muppet Treasure Island.
All right.
I have not seen that in ages.
I'm
not even sure if I've seen it.
What? I watch it every so often. It comes back on. I used to watch it all the time though. So.
I don't really remember if I've seen it actually. I remember watching. There's this one Muppet thing I'd watch a lot actually, where it's like Kahuna. You wanna? What is it?
I'm pretty sure that's just a music video that was on TV.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I watched that a bunch.
I think it was on the Disney Channel or something. It was just they played on the. They also had
I ended up seeing it a lot. I don't know why. Anyway,
yeah.
Muppet Treasure Island.
All right, Muppet Treasure Island next week. We'll see what Tony thinks about that. Hopefully he's back, unless he's still got Ebola. Although if he's got Ebola for a week, then he'll probably be dead. So. All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
Unless he's dead.
Bye.